stomach, bro. They pulled up and shot him right here.
Okay.
We didn't kill him. You killed Jordan Reese. By your own admission, correct? Come on, Zach, look at me, bro. The deed's done. Look at me. You can open your eyes and look at me. Family's destroyed.
Thursday, May 18th, 2023, Hobbs, New Mexico. At approximately 2 a.m., the Hobbs Police Department received multiple 911 calls reporting gunshots in the parking lot of a grocery store located at 3800 North Lovington Highway. Amongst those calls, one stood out. A young man had reportedly been shot and was down. Officers respond immediately to the scene, but what they found was far more serious than they expected. I'm Tyler, and this is your daily dose of crime.
One gunshot wound to the stomach, bro. They pulled up and shot him right here.
Okay. Hey, can you hear me?
No, he's totally unconscious, bro. He's bleeding out the back bad.
Okay. Hey, can you hear me? Hey.
His name's Jordan.
Okay. 52 dispatch, I'm sent over that GSW victim. He's got one GSW to the lower abdomen. It's coming through the back towards the spine.
Red bandana.
Upon arrival, officers located the victim lying on the ground, being assisted by a store employee and a passerby. The young man was completely unconscious, unresponsive, and appeared to be in hypovolemic shock due to severe blood loss. One of the officers immediately called for EMS, requesting emergency medical support, and the question now was, what exactly happened here?
Trying to hold that seat and get any witnesses.
Jump on.
Dispatch 252, keep on getting checked. Give me one more to Walmart and get the others in this neighborhood from this park.
84 crimes until Harvey headed to Walmart.
Why?
K1 to 18 New Windsor. You're right there, Jen.
What do you need me, bro?
Just hang out, boss. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I was like, I thought somebody was going to rob this car. I even told her, I said, look, somebody's wearing a damn mask right there.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot here.
Passenger door and shot him through the damn door. I think I got a video of their car. I ain't got a chance to look right now.
I just asked that whenever the medics get here, y'all back up because they're going to take him and go.
Yeah. Let me look. I'm trying to find the video right now. I think I got a video. Yeah.
You have it on video?
Yep. That's the car right there, bro.
They advised it was a brown to maroonish looking Jeep.
I don't
Trying to get further description of that vehicle.
With a person wearing a red
It's newer or older?
25 years old.
Bobby, they're here, okay? Hold on.
What's your name, bud?
His name's
He's not answering anything. But it's right here on the top. Right here, but with my backhand's at.
Okay.
Dispatch 252.
Wallet or anything?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find it.
Dispatch 252, your body warrant's going down. How's he 10-4? He's tending to the patient. Over.
While waiting for the paramedics to arrive, the officer utilized medical equipment from the squad vehicle and continued providing aid with the help of two witnesses. At that point, one of the men on scene reported that he had witnessed the entire incident and had both a video and a photo that could help the investigation. The image clearly showed the suspect's vehicle, which would be a critical lead for officers, though tracking them without a visible plate would still be difficult. Efforts to stabilize the victim continued, but with each passing minute, the urgency of the situation grew.
Ready?
Yep. Pants are coming off.
What RP was following the offender vehicle?
Yeah, they're there right now.
You got it's stuck right there. Look.
So am I still trying to ascertain that vehicle? Are you guys at 25 without RP?
You have that video? Can I see it?
So far.
I didn't get a video. It took a still.
Give me their current location.
It took a still picture.
It looks like a 52 to 51. I'm sent over the subject that has a picture of the offender vehicle. It looks like a grain color minivan. Make a model is blurry. Why is it a Spanish male red bandana? It's possible massacre situation we've been dealing with at Walmart parking lot.
5'7", skinny build, 130 probably on weight.
Eagle, can you attempt to
No, this ain't mine.
Is that
But
his truck?
look, this is the gunshot hole right there where they shot him.
Okay, y'all step over here for
And
me.
shot him right there.
Okay, y'all.
Is that before still there with you?
Man, did y'all get my shirt?
Negative vehicle.
I think he was still using it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll grab it.
What happened?
262 dispatch, any DR.
I seen a young man, a young Hispanic male wearing a mask walking right here, and I was like, I don't like this vehicle.
Can you give that description again?
When he opened this door, when he opened
Yes, sir. It's a darker gray color. It looks sort of like a minivan. It's a small SUV. Unknown 28. It's kind of a blur still shot. When the other employees was trying to record it, and he ended up taking pictures.
I'm going to pull my unit over here. Yeah, go for it. Because I'm out in your itself of the vehicle.
Okay, they're probably gonna leave. So
This guy?
no, the fire truck. Yeah, tape right there, and we'll run around and then to
And
the
if there's any
cart.
witnesses, get them round up, but not with each other.
Tip forward, clear. Were you the only one out here?
No, there was a bunch of people out here.
Or did y'all happen to see anything that happened at all?
See if they can get a hold of the subject loss prevention.
Well, I was the first one to notice it. The Hispanic gentleman was standing right here, and my friend Jordan just walked up to his, like, went in front of him, and that guy kind of acted like he was looking at this car. That's why I was like, man, you're going to rob somebody with a mask on. And then I told the other lady, I said, hey, I think that guy's going
Just
to
try
rob
to find out what
something. We better
happened,
keep an eye on him.
if they know these people, or is it just a random act?
It's not.
Tip forward. I'm getting one statement now. They're describing the same male we've been dealing with. But the Spanish male was hiding behind another vehicle, gray in color, Mazda 6. Said the employee walked out, went to passenger side, opened the passenger door, and shot through the driver door, and then took off.
Also, he said they got me. So apparently there's something there. But and I told her, I said, we got to watch this guy because he got a mask on, look like he might steal something. And
You,
as soon
who
as
did
I-
you say that to?
I'm negative for any vehicle in this area.
Yeah. Okay. And as soon as I said that, he had been walking. He started walking around this backside right there. Opened up that door right there. His handprint's gonna be on that door.
Okay.
And then he fired through the door. And then I didn't see Jordan, so I thought, man, maybe he jumped in that car with him, something, you know. And then he was laying right here.
Okay, how did he end up over here?
I tried to. I said, man, get up, bro. Are you okay? Don't go to. Kind of stood up and.
The second chop was the one that got him. The second,
Okay.
the first chop
Can you step over here for me?
But after I said that, he kind of.
Were you out here during that too?
in my truck. I was inside the truck and I heard the shot. And I come out.
And he
but it was
stumbled
too late. It was
forward.
already
So you
there.
didn't see, you just heard it?
No, it wasn't laid down there.
And he stumbled forward and kind of collapsed into the truck. And I was like, well, he's all fouled up. I need to lay him down, you know. And so his leg was stuck under the truck right there. So I think he helped me pull him out. So by his arm.
And that's when y'all got him there?
Yes, sir. Okay.
As the victim, later identified as 24-year-old Jordan Ruiz, was transported to the hospital, officers remained at the scene to begin their investigation. They interviewed witnesses in hopes of piecing together the exact sequence of events. And according to one witness, two masked men, one wearing a red bandana, had been walking near Jordan's vehicle. Suddenly, one of them opened the passenger side door and began yelling at him, and within seconds the suspect's vehicle sped off, leaving Jordan badly wounded. Given the nature of the attack, authorities doubted this was random. The possibility that the suspects knew the victim couldn't be ruled out, but nothing was certain yet. What was clear, however, was that they needed to locate the suspects as quickly as possible.
Do you have an ID on you?
Yep.
And then who's the other person that you said that was here when it happened that you were talking to?
Do you know what city drives?
She drives a black Nissan Altima. Yeah, she probably did.
No, she followed the car. The black girl,
Yeah.
she followed the car. She went
here.
behind the car running.
No,
Followed her.
but Cindy. Cindy's the one that, on the my team, Cindy? On
No.
the purple jacket?
No.
You were talking to Cindy,
Cynthia.
that girl?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she followed the car when the car went that way.
Oh, so she followed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to go clean up.
Well, I have a detective that's on his way up right now. If you wouldn't mind just giving your statement one more time
Yeah,
to him,
that's
get
not
information before I kick you loose.
Sure, where was Jordan coming from?
Me and him just got through talking as we walked out. I went to my car and he walked straight over here. And right here's the last time I seen him.
Sorry for dispatch. Can you also log to Mexico 209?
Yeah, Jordan never noticed him. As Jordan went to his car, that guy kind of walked behind him like he was getting in this car, kind of. But that guy, that's what struck me right out of nowhere, is that guy had a red bandana tied around his face.
Do you know what else he was wearing?
I don't. I think it was like a gray sweater.
That stood out, that red bandana.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, what?
And they get up and immediately advised that offender shot twice. One through the cab, came around, shot again.
I'll be right back to that fire truck.
No, y'all are good. We got it for block off anyway. Y'all are... Okay.
Well, look, he was pretty much unconscious when I got to him, but he kind of rolled his eyes. He said, man, they got me. So, I mean, he knew, you know what I mean? When
That or he got hit.
Yeah, he
Just
knew
in
that
general.
did it.
They opened his passenger door. They know it's checked.
Well, this is the third time we've had an incident in this parking lot with someone taking a vehicle at gunpoint.
Well, they wasn't there to get the vehicle at all, but I seen the action. They were there to assassinate my friend.
Yeah.
They didn't even care. They opened the door up like this. I looked right over there. They opened the door up and went pop, pop, and then closed the door back. There's a guy.
I tried to chase him down, man. I got so far before they stopped. I think they aimed at me. I tried to take off a little bit, so I gave it best.
What was they in? Was it a Honda?
Were you able to get a license plate?
I didn't get the license.
Did you get the license plate, or you couldn't get it?
No, I thought I turned the video on, but it's just a still picture. I'll see if I can.
Witnesses stated that a woman had attempted to follow the suspect's vehicle immediately after it fled the scene, though it was unclear if she had managed to keep up or gather any useful information. Everyone present appeared to have done everything they could to help Jordan, and their statements and the evidence they provided were proving crucial to the case. Investigators were slowly closing in on the responsible, but nothing about this case was going to be simple.
Man, you see that all the time. You think he's gonna be all right?
It's lower. He's going to definitely go into surgery. They're probably going to fly him out, but he's got a better chance than most.
Yeah, because it was.
No, the bullet went out.
Yeah, it went, but he's talking about his lower abdomen. That's better than.
It's always a hit or miss
I
down
can
there.
hear him
It
gurgling.
happened in the
So
parking lot. Right.
sound like he might have got a lower lung or something, maybe.
It was like that, but it was just a little bit wider back.
Yeah, it looked like a Honda Odyssey van.
Like a minivan.
It was a Honda.
I'm not for sure, but that's what it looks like to me.
You guys have anybody from loss prevention that can come down here? One of the
The manager
authorities is
sees
coming.
all
I just
that.
called her. Yeah, that looks like a Honda Odyssey.
So these two were walking out together. He went to his vehicle, but seen the Spanish guy hunched like by this car as if he was messing with it. So he told his friend something, and his friend walked around him, got in the truck. This guy came all the way around, opened the door, shot twice through. This guy fell out, came around and collapsed here. He ran over, was like, hey man, like wake up. This guy had already taken off. The other gentleman with the beard tried to pursue it, but lost it. And then,
all of their information.
okay. And then he said
He's the one that was following the car and then came back?
yes.
You might get with the night manager in the middle, buddy.
The casings and stuff are going to be on that side. But he said he tried to wake him up.
They're going to be around.
There's mark by this back tire right here.
Where is it? I don't see it.
So you have
Echo
to get
4, Echo 2. Did they make it
further
to your
down.
RV and
see the brick.
Grimes, or they cut off that section before making it to the intersection? Checking out so far. I have not seen it at your RV and Grimes.
Is there anything else?
Yeah.
That's all I've seen so far. So he's on his way to.
South, I'm coming around from your RV. Right.
49 was informed that vehicle did go through the intersection southbound in front of Station 3 by the Chili's. I don't know.
Good right there.
Confirming that's the direction they left.
Unless it's the owner of the vehicle. Did Jordan usually carry a gun with him?
I don't know.
Okay, so that's nobody's firearm in the floorboard in there?
That's not mine.
Okay. I guess it's his. I guess it's the owner of the vehicle. Especially the way it's placed, I don't think.
They said they got me.
They got me?
No, he said they got me.
Oh.
Just calm as could be.
Well, he has a gun in there. Yes, there's a gun in there?
Sure, you see what?
Can I go to my car without being scared?
That's not your car, is it?
No.
Did any of y'all know who drives that?
No, he was trying to figure it out. And I don't normally see that car
Dude, I
here.
do teamwork.
Yeah, I don't see that. I want to say it was like
Yeah,
a
I've never seen that car here
orange or
before anyway.
brown or something.
I don't know what everybody drives.
But y'all can see through the cameras, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're watching them already. So, man, I'm going to have you step under and sit in front of my cars because you're going to have to take pictures of this whole area and I don't want you in it. And I'm still waiting on the detective to talk to you, and then once they're done with that,
Key 152. Were you able to get victims' info? slow it down a little bit?
Among the officers, the facts of the case were reviewed in hopes of gaining a more clear understanding of what had taken place. They searched for any evidence that might be critical to the case and the ongoing investigation, but only found a firearm inside of the truck, which appeared to belong to Jordan. The police needed to access surveillance footage, but in order to obtain it, they first had to figure out the route the suspects took before arriving at the supermarket parking lot, as well as the direction that they headed after the attack. Could law enforcement manage to catch them?
Oh, this place is trash.
Sam, will you call the front?
Just moments after being admitted to the hospital, Jordan Ruiz was pronounced dead due to his injuries. It was no longer just an attack, it was now a homicide, and authorities were determined to bring justice and hold those responsible accountable. The same night, investigators put out an urgent request to residents in the area of Joe Harvey Boulevard and Camino Real, asking them to check any security footage recorded between 2 and 3 a.m. for any suspicious activity. Within hours, police had identified the license plate of the suspect's stolen vehicle, and it didn't take long before they were spotted and a pursuit began. The chase would stretch out over 111 miles, crossing through 3 counties, and the driver managed to avoid spike strips, leading officers all the way to Main Street in Van Horn. The vehicle then turned onto Interstate 10 and veered off toward Sierra Blanca, and where officers finally brought it to a stop. 3 suspects were inside. That included 2 minors and an 18-year-old male. But what exactly was going on, and were they really the ones behind the attack?
I understand the situation why you're here, okay? I'm pretty sure you're aware of all that now. A bunch of stuff has happened. You're probably exhausted, okay? And I did call your mama, talked to her on the phone, got permission to talk to you, okay? Worry's sick about you. But he did ask about his baby. That's what he wanted to know, that you were okay because the circumstances. Kaylin, I don't know nothing about you. I've never met you to my knowledge. But this is serious. And you know how serious it is, okay? And I want to talk to you. But you're one of 2 things in this. You're a witness or you're a defendant. That's as plain Jane as I can be about it, all right? You know how serious this is. This is a murder. This isn't just the stolen car. It's way bigger than that, but you already know that. Somebody died because of some actions taken by those guys, okay? But I do want to get a couple of words in with you, and I want to answer some questions. You are juvenile, as I've explained to you. I have talked to your mom. You're not in handcuffs, okay? Because at this very moment, I'm not charging you with anything, all right? I want to get you home, but I want you to stay home. Tracking what I'm saying? And I'm sure you want to stay home now, and you're probably cutting a lot of people out of your world, especially after this. This wasn't a good run, right? Okay, hard part's out the way, okay? Caitlin, this is what I need more than anything, okay? I need you to talk to me. I need you to talk to me and tell me how you came about these guys, because there's a spree of things that happened on that night. A lot. The ones I know about, I'll tell you. I know IHOP, I know McDonald's, and I know Walmart. Would you please be so kind as to tell me what happened in your own words?
So first I got picked up, right? And then we were just driving around, and then I had to go use the restroom. Then we went to like 2 different all-subs, and they were locked. So then we had went to IHOP so I could go use the restroom. And then when I came out, our phones were dead, and we didn't have a charger. And then so I was telling my friend Zach, to go ask the lady up front to go plug our phones in, which I didn't know he was going to do any of that. But he just came out, and he started driving off real quick, and the lady came in front and then started saying, don't go, and then he was still like trying to drive off, and then we went to go pick up our other friend, and then we were gonna go get food, and then the McDonald's was closed. The only thing that I remember from the McDonald's is them driving over the cones through the driveway, and then the Walmart thing, and then we went and left and came over here.
Okay, you told me a good series of events, but there's a lot missing in between. So I'm gonna help you out, okay? And then you tell me when I'm wrong. And I'll either agree with you or disagree with you based on the evidence that I have, okay? You guys went to IHOP. I know that Zach went inside. He stole that lady's wallet and her cash, and he mobbed up out of there. He had a red rag over his shoulders. True or false?
True.
Okay, fantastic. We're on the right path. Then you guys get in the car because that lady's coming out after y'all, and y'all take off in that stolen Mazda. True or false?
True.
When he picked you up in that Mazda because he's had it for a little while. Because that Mazda was stolen. No, that Mazda was stolen from Walmart previously. But that's the car y'all were riding in. That's fine. That's fine. But it's true y'all left in the Mazda.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There was no time in between there that was major from IHOP to McDonald's, the one in the parking lot with Walmart, because it's right up the street, because that's the way y'all left, okay? Y'all went north. Somehow, some way, it looked like y'all might have turned around and come back south, but y'all turned into the McDonald's parking lot, went around the building, and through the drive-thru, because I saw your face in the front seat.
See, when after the Walmart, we had went to McDonald's before Walmart.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all went to McDonald's first. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And you leaned forward like that because I think you were trying to look at the menu.
Yeah,
but they weren't open.
I was telling them they were like, just leave.
Yeah.
They're closed.
There's a big old puddle of grease out there in the.
I know.
Yeah. See, I looked at
and then
that.
he went through the cones too. I said, "There's cones right there," and then he still went. I was like,
Yeah, but he pulled up.
Yeah.
And then Ray got out the back, and he had his red bandana on his face, and he had a gun in his hand. True or false?
I said I didn't see the gun. But
Did he have a gun?
Yes.
Was he wearing a rag on his face?
I thought it was kept around right here, but.
Am I close?
Yes.
So that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to play that card. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a jerk. Then you guys left there, went to the parking lot, circled it for a little bit, and then they started formulating their plan about how they were going to hit the lick on a truck. Is that true or false?
True.
What was that conversation before I tell you what happened next?
They were just saying that they wanted that truck.
What kind of truck was it, Caitlin?
GMC.
What color?
I think white or gray. I'm not sure though because it was dark and they were telling me to lean back, so I was leaning my chair back and everything.
All right, where was Ray sitting?
In the back.
And where was Zach?
In the driver.
Okay. And then they pulled the vehicle up next to my victim's truck. Because the lights came on his truck. True or false? Were you scared?
Yeah.
Okay. And then about that time, one or both of them get out of the car. Is that true or false?
Both, yes.
They both did. Who went to the passenger side? Who went to the passenger side of the truck?
Zach.
Zach did? Where did Ray go?
In the back passenger.
Oh, he was in the truck too?
At the end of it.
Okay. And then, what happened?
Then the gunshots went off.
How many gunshots did you hear, Caleb?
I think like 2 or 3.
It was a few. And then what happened?
Then we left. Because I told them, I was telling them, like, I didn't want to be in that situation. I've told them many times before, like, I don't mess with all that stuff. Like, I don't like this. And I was just telling them, like, no, let's not do this. Let's not do this. And they're like, oh, we won't. And then that happened.
Were they high or drunk?
Not of my knowledge. I know that Ray was smoking before, but...
Smoking what?
Weed.
Oh.
But that was like an hour or two before.
Okay. So my next question is, who shot the guy in the truck?
I'm not sure. They didn't tell me. They just said go, go, go.
Who was on the driver's side, or who was in the passenger seat, the front passenger?
Passenger seat was Zach.
Zach opened the front passenger door of that truck.
The first suspect, a 16-year-old girl, enters the interview room and was questioned by one of the investigators. She appeared visibly shaken and burst into tears on learning of Jordan's death and claimed that she had no idea what had happened. Apparently, she had unknowingly become involved in more than one crime. The suspects hadn't only attacked Jordan, they had also stolen the vehicle they were driving prior to the shooting, attempted to rob a business on Lovington Highway about 10 minutes before getting to the supermarket, and later stole a wallet from a server at an IHOP. But was she truly unaware of everything that had happened?
They talked about it. We won't deny that, Caitlin. Who did they say shot? Who did you hear say they shot him?
Zach. Because it was like...
Why did he say he shot him, though?
Because he wouldn't get out of the truck, apparently. He was all saying, oh, he should have just got out the truck, he's dumb. And he was all saying, oh, like...
He said he was dumb?
Because he didn't get out of the truck.
What was Ray doing when he was saying that? Did he care? He didn't show any remorse either?
He was just like, damn, you really did that.
Okay, so right after that happened, what happened when y'all left the parking lot?
We were trying to go out, and then...
Out where?
Out of the parking lot and everything, and then...
Okay, there's a couple... I'm not trying to...
Yeah, no, it's alright.
What part of the parking lot were y'all leaving at? Because there's several ways to get into that parking lot.
It wasn't even through out of a parking lot where you could get out of. We went, like, between the buildings.
You did?
Like, with the Walmart and over there. We went, like... There's like this opening for the gate and then the building. We went through there over the rocks and stuff.
Then what happened?
And then we left, and then we were driving around, and then we ended up over there again. So we went a different way, and then we left again. And then I don't remember which way we went, but then Ray was like, oh, or somebody was like, let's go to Lubbock. So then we had drove to Lubbock, and they had got a call saying that Zach's mom was in jail. So then that's why we were coming to El Paso to help his mom or something.
Oh, his mother lives here.
No, she was just down here for a friend or something of my knowledge.
Well, that's not what they told me. That's not what they told me. They told me they were coming to sell that car in El Paso.
See, what I've known of that his mom was in jail up here.
Okay. So what happened in Pecos?
I don't even know where that's at.
The police got behind y'all.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know. I was asleep half the time. Then Ray was waking me and Zach up because we were in the back asleep, saying that there's a cop. So then he was just like, push it. And I was just like, don't do nothing, just, you know. And then he had gotten in the passenger seat, and then Zach had hopped in the front. And then that's when all that stuff happened with all the driving and everything. And
so you were sitting where when they were chasing him?
In the back.
You were in the back? Were you scared?
Yes. Yeah.
The suspect claimed that Zachary Baiza, an 18-year-old male, was the one who had shot Jordan, and said the alleged motive behind the shooting was simply that Ruiz had refused to get out of the truck. The investigator showed frustration over the explanation and pushed for more details about Zachary's behavior after firing the weapon. The girl said that he showed no remorse for his actions and that afterwards they drove to El Paso, supposedly because Zach's mother had called and needed help. The investigator was quick to point out the inconsistencies in her statement.
What if I tell you the social media tells a lot of different stories? I'm going to tell you something. You were scared. Whose social media is that?
Mine, before there was like hella more cops.
So you weren't scared with those cops right there?
Well, with one. But then everything else started happening.
Caitlin, I'm going to be honest with you.
And like, yeah, my face doesn't show that I'm scared on there, but that doesn't mean nothing else.
What do you think that means?
Oh, it looks like I'm not scared at all. Because I was saying, nope, not today.
Yeah. Did they ever tell you how they got that car?
Like, I was texting my sister and everything.
You told her? You wanted to go home? Do you know how they got that car, Caitlin? Did they tell you how they got it?
I just know who they got it from.
Or what they told you, how they got it. They told you how they got it.
They didn't tell me how they got it. They just said they got it.
You want me to tell you?
And then I know the person's mom.
You want me to tell you what they did?
Because I know the kid that he got it from.
You want me to tell you how they got it? At Walmart, they were in a stolen truck, and they put a gun in the old lady's face and told her to give them her shit or she was going to get shot.
See, they told me he got it from this dude, and he just said, give me your shit, and he stole his belt and his phone.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't no dude. It was an older lady.
He didn't tell me that part.
And then they pull you into it and bring you to Walmart where they killed a guy. They killed him, Caitlin. I had to look at his mom and dad in the face and tell them that he was dead. How old are you now?
16.
This is a pretty jacked up situation, right? You can agree with that? Kind of wish you never even started messing with him, right? Which one of them's your boyfriend?
It's a funny story.
Let's hear it.
Zach. Well, he's not my boyfriend. He's just something. kind of not. But Zach.
Well, I've talked to your mom and your grandpa, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be on their way down here to get you. Okay?
The suspect disagreed with the investigator when he presented evidence from her social media that contradicted her story. She had tried to explain herself again, but her inconsistencies became more and more obvious, and eventually she broke down. Authorities were doing everything they could to find justice and gather every piece of information about what had happened, but nothing about the case was simple. Meanwhile, the pressure from Jordan's grieving family was growing harder to hear.
So, Lieutenant James, and if I didn't introduce myself, I'm Sergeant White. All right? I was called to the area of Walmart after some stuff had gone down, reportedly, in Hobbs. Subsequently, you were found in possession of that vehicle, okay? You and Ray and it's a girl's named Caitlin. I'll confirm what his side is, but I don't want to talk about Ray because I don't think Ray's being honest. He put a gun in your hand, okay? I know you're pissed off. I get it because I guess that's your boy. I don't know. I don't know what his relationship is with you.
Yeah,
but
that's like my little brother. Yeah.
Well, little brothers burn big brothers a lot of the time in life. I got like 6 of them, and every one of them burned me to the ground at some point. Mm-hmm. Not to this extent, but you understand the severity of this. And a young man lost his life. He died. So, Zachary, in your own words, please tell me how we ended up here. Everything from that night.
All we were trying to do was get a truck. And we're going to take the truck to El Paso and sell it. And what ended up happening was, well, whenever we got in the truck, whatever, the dude, I don't know what happened, but I hopped into the driver's side, right? And I pointed the gun at him and I was like, hey, get out. And I was like, we just want the truck, bro. Just get out, bro. You feel me? And he just I don't know, but when he turned off the truck, and I was like, don't do that. And then he turned it back on. But as he went to turn it back on, he I don't know, he reached for something but at an angle. He turned around like that. And I was like, and I shot one time, bah. But when I did that, he swung over. So and I thought he had a gun. You know what I'm saying? So whenever he swung over like that, I just and hopped out the car at the same time, and we just took off. And but but whenever I thought he was reaching or whatever, I shot him in the leg, and the other shots were as I was getting out. You know what I'm saying?
So my understanding is, because I have another person telling me that Ray shot him, and that Ray was wearing a red bandana on his face. So are you being honest with me? Zach, look at me, man. We're men, okay? Let's be straightforward with each other. This is important, okay?
I'm being honest.
Because this determines a lot of things for you, okay? So let me tell you something. 100% of the truth. Because if I go in court and I tell them you only told me this much and I have video to support otherwise, it's not going to look good for you, okay?
But yes, sir. That's how it went.
So are you telling me that you're the person that shot him?
Yes, sir.
Did you have your face covered up?
Yes, sir.
With what?
With a red bandana.
What about at the McDonald's?
What McDonald's?
Y'all went to the McDonald's right there. I saw y'all. You're on video. What was the intent at McDonald's?
I don't remember. I was on bars. I don't remember.
You were driving?
Yes, sir.
But you remember very specifically shooting this man.
Yes, sir.
Is what you're telling me.
Yes, sir. I remember shooting him in the leg, and then I just remember like getting out and still shooting. You know what I'm saying? But like the intent was to shoot him in the leg just because I thought he was going to pull out a gun or something. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I just know that I don't know. Like at the time being, like I don't know. Like I just remember hopping in and I was just like am I good? Am I good? Like did I get hit? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I don't know. Like I said, I thought he pulled out a gun too. But he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously he didn't. You feel me? But...
Did you take anything?
What?
From him?
From him? No, sir.
You didn't take a wallet? You didn't take a phone? You didn't take nothing like that? Did you see where you hit him?
In the leg. And that was the only part, that was the only, like, shot that I actually seen him, like, hit, you know what I'm saying? Was in the leg.
Where were you aiming?
At the leg. I shot.
But when you shot the other shots, where did you hit it?
I don't know. I jumped out the car, like, cause like I said, as I shot, he was like he turned over like that. So whenever he turned over, I was already like hopping out of the vehicle. But like the first shot, it was I aimed it downwards towards his leg because like I wasn't trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So
from the driver's side?
Yeah, from the passenger side. I was in the passenger seat, so I shot like downwards towards his leg. But I guess like as I was hopping out, it went up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like the main thing was just to hit him in his legs, just so like he wouldn't be able to get out the car and chase us. You know what I'm saying? But
and the purpose of that was what? To steal his truck? Why him?
It just happened to be him. You know what I'm saying? It was just.
So how did y'all come up with this plan to pick him?
It wasn't even a plan. It wasn't nothing. It was just that truck. You know what I'm saying? We didn't care who was driving in, nothing, just that truck. We needed a big truck. And
if this ain't y'all's first go at this. This is the first time you shot somebody in the commission of this, but this isn't the first time y'all done this. This isn't even the first time y'all done this at Walmart. Zachary, I got the other one on video too. The lady in the Mazda. Her car went to El Paso too. I got the car. You want to tell me about that? Because it's important. That lady's old, man.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all about gave her a heart attack.
I know.
What was the reason for that? Because you'd already stolen the white truck, and you came over there to the Walmart in the white truck.
Dude, it was just for the car. I don't know. I was on bars, like, I was just...
Do you remember looking at my face?
When?
When you were running in the white truck? And was following you all over town?
I think so.
Look, does this do it any justice?
I don't know.
Gray Durango?
Possibly. I don't remember. Like
you took the white truck.
Yeah, yes sir, I did take that.
I clearly looked at you.
Yes sir. I don't remember your face though, but like I said, like I was on bars. You know what I'm saying?
But when the lady, let me ask you this: when that lady was in that parking lot, who took the car? Because you stayed in the white truck, I believe.
I took the car.
So who drove the white truck away?
Ray did.
And where'd y'all take it? The white truck, where is it?
To El Paso.
It's in El Paso. Are y'all dropping it off with somebody? What are you doing when you get to El Paso?
Yeah, we sell it.
Just right there on the street?
Just on the street. Just like that. Stolen truck. People buy it.
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
How much you sell that truck for?
For 2 racks.
And what'd you do with the money?
Blew it all in.
Dope? Dope?
Zachary Biza was next to be interviewed, and every detail of his statement was critical to the investigation. Though he had claimed to remember very little, he admitted that he was the one who shot Jordan. He also confirmed he was the individual wearing the red bandana at the time of the incident. According to his account, he had shot Jordan in the leg, stating that he never meant to kill him. He just got upset that Jordan refused to get out of the truck. After firing the shot, he then fled the scene without taking anything. The motive behind the attack was still unclear, and a lot of information was missing. Why did he attack Jordan Ruiz?
To do it all, like on clothes and stuff like that.
Where are you staying at, man?
On the streets.
So you got 2 racks. Why the hell are you staying on the streets?
I have those pay stubs. Can't get no place. Can't get a place.
But you got family.
Yeah.
So why not stay with them? Because they don't tolerate that?
They just, I already had my chances when I was younger.
So what's Ray's story?
With what?
This whole thing. He on bars too?
No, I don't believe so.
Because, look, Zach, you're 18. You said that's your little brother. What have you shown him? We just had an innocent man who did absolutely nothing to you guys, and he's dead. Look over here at me. I looked at that man's mom and dad in the face as they cried like babies, man. I talked to that man's dad, and he cried and said, "Why my son?" Come on, Zach, look at me, bro. The deed's done. Look at me. You can't open your eyes and look at me? Family's destroyed, bro. Imagine what they feel right now for a fucking truck. Do you have any remorse?
Of course.
What about that lady? Could you imagine if that was your mom or your grandma and somebody put a gun in their face?
Right. I already talked about all that, like.
And what conclusion did you come to? Get it how you live? You're talking to a man who comes from it, brother. But that ain't the move, bro.
Like, exactly. I swear, what I taught him growing up our whole lives. Like, I don't steal, I don't rob, I don't do that. But
let me explain something to you. But you took him along for the ride and you showed him the exact opposite of what you're telling me. So regardless of what you told him, you showed him different. Right. Is that right or wrong?
That's right. But
we're just being real right now, okay? Now, on the back end of that girl, what the hell is she doing in the car with you guys? You can't shrug that one off. You guys killed somebody, and she's there. She saw it. Y'all talked about it. That's the number one question I've been getting over the last 24 hours, and that man can attest to it. Why?
Zachary had struggled to explain any of it. He couldn't say why he committed the crimes before and after the shooting or why he had involved the girl in all of it. He went on to say that he had stolen the Mazda for money, and the group headed to El Paso intending to sell the vehicle, as Zachary said he needed cash to survive. As he began to grasp the consequences of his actions, it became clear that a man had lost his life over a stolen truck, and now an entire family was left grieving.
Why their kid? The people with the Mazda. Why my mom? Why did they do my mom like that? It's instilled nothing but fear in our entire community, man.
It wasn't like a old target. You know what I'm saying? An old person.
It was random.
It was random. It was just, bam. Okay, look, it's the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
So how many times have y'all done this outside of the ones that I know about? Because it's going to come out. What other cars have you brought to El Paso, Texas and sold? Because I got a Mazda.
Just those two.
I got that pickup. And then we tried to get this one and we killed Jordan Reese. We didn't kill him. You killed Jordan Reese by your own admission, correct? How many more cars? How many other licks? Because before that, you walked into IHOP and took that lady's stuff off of the counter and walked right out of there. Then you guys went to McDonald's and did what you did. And you drove from McDonald's right over to Walmart and you shot that boy. You know that man working that job overnight, trying to make ends meet, doing all the work that nobody wanted to do so he can provide for his. And now his parents are getting ready to bury him. I don't know about you, man, but that would absolutely tear me up with no justification for doing such a thing. That's heartbreaking to me, man. Absolutely heartbreaking. And Ray knew exactly what you were doing. He knew what you were doing. He had full knowledge of this whole thing. From stealing the cars to bringing them to El Paso and selling them, robbing that old lady at Walmart, going into that IHOP and doing what you did. Maybe that wasn't your intention because it didn't look like it, but that's what you did. Going to the McDonald's. He had a gun in his hand. His intention was to rob somebody. I saw it. He's wearing the same clothes in the video when you guys got apprehended. And you are too. It's on video.
Everything changed.
How about this? Turn yourself in. Because you led police officers on a freaking pursuit across 3 counties. How many lives could have been lost in that process? You could have died. Ray could have died. Caitlin could have died. Imagine if one of those officers would have been killed in that process. Let me ask you this. Would you be man enough to go and apologize to those families and tell them, hey, I was on bars?
I wouldn't tell them that part.
Well, if we're being 100% honest, that's what we would do. I don't know about you, man, but that would tear me up. Absolutely tear me up. I'd be sick to my stomach. Have you slept?
I tried. I try to eat, try to just maintain my. Every time I think about being
Well, I know this boy's daddy very well. He's a good man. And for the first time, meeting his mom was at the hospital to tell her her son had died from the gunshot wounds. And that was a horrible encounter. It was horrible, dude. I carried that with me all the way home. Made me hug my kids a little tighter. See, the actions that you're taking, Zachary, you can't recall that. But I would hope that since you've been honest with me up to now, have you? Then when given the opportunity to do so, you would take accountability for all of your actions, everything that you've done. If you truly want to get right, there's a way to do it.
I know. I've been trying, but look at me.
You need to get cleaned up. But I'm going to tell you where I stand. There's doing right, and then there's all that other shit. You're in all that other category. And now your actions have led to this. I would hope that when given the opportunity, you would at least ask those people for forgiveness somewhere in their heart.
The investigator laid everything out for him, making it clear that Zachary's intentions had been obvious from the start. Zachary broke down and began to cry. He had just turned 18 and was trying to make it on his own, but every choice he made had pushed him further off course. Nothing he had done would lead to a better future. The investigator tried to reach him, telling him there were still better paths he could take and that his future didn't have to be defined by this. But nothing would bring Jordan back, and he had to be held accountable.
I'm not saying I'm calling you a lie, but that's to be determined. Lieutenant James, do you have anything for Zachary? Well, I do believe in God. I absolutely do. And I do believe that sometimes people lose their path in life and they do stuff. And once it's done, then they start to ask for remorse. Or they want to ask for forgiveness after they've gone so far. And I ain't saying you're that man. But like I said, man, you'll have an opportunity at some point. And I
really, you feel me, talk to God and ask him for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? For my sins and for everything, just for everything.
Well, we'll see. But since God is in the room now, I'll let you know something that I've learned. God is a gentleman. He doesn't go anywhere he's not invited, and he don't stay anywhere he's not welcome. But you, my friend, that's between you and him. Because right now, I got to focus on that family and the pain they're going through. And that's for both of you guys. You understand what I'm saying? I really, really hope somewhere inside of you that you can muster up the words to say, if the family will listen. I really hope so. Because this is a major wound, not only to that family, but to our whole community. Is there anything else that I need to ask you about that I didn't? Or anything else you want to get off your chest right now while I'm listening?
There was another car that we tried to take in El Paso, and then there was another Honda that we took in El Paso.
You did it in El Paso?
Yes, sir.
You remember where you got that car from?
I think it was in Sunland Park.
What color was the Honda?
It was black.
You tried to get it?
No, we got it.
And where'd you take it?
I'm not sure. Somebody came from Mexico, a bigger boss, and took it from us.
So who you messing with? Cartel? What you mean you don't know?
It's just, I don't know, I don't know.
In the other car?
Huh?
You were talking about another one.
Which one? Oh yeah, we didn't get it.
You tried?
Yeah, I tried to. He didn't give me the key, and then I just walked away. I was just like, all right, and he was just like, can I keep my phone, bro? And I was like, yeah.
And where was that at?
In El Paso. He was like, can I keep my phone and my wallet? I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I was like, all I wanted is your car. You know what I'm saying?
You pulled a gun?
Yes, sir.
You did that on the Honda too, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Did you hurt those people?
No, sir. My intention, I don't do stuff like that.
Well,
like I said, I know, but of course my actions have definitely spoken for themselves. But that's not where my heart's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I wouldn't want that done to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Any other cars in Hobbs that you jacked or anything like that? Who else is doing what you're doing? Because I need to know. I need to protect my community.
Nobody. Just me and Ray.
Okay. Lieutenant James, is there anything else?
I just got one question. That's not you guys with the whole rock barn thing.
No.
That's not you guys?
No.
That's all.
You just catch people in the car and then jack it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one was way different. Like, he already got in his truck, and that was the first time like somebody's actually done it. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all sat there and watched him though until he got in.
Biza provided additional information about other robberies he had been involved in and gave specific details about the moment he encountered Jordan and pulled the trigger. He admitted they had targeted Jordan simply because they saw an opportunity to steal a vehicle and the robbery had not been planned ahead of time. It became clear the other suspect had initiated the whole incident. Zachary was now telling the full story.
Yeah, and once I seen the truck get on, that's whenever I got out and I hopped into the driver's side, and I was just like, get out.
And he said, you mean the passenger side? That's what you said.
Side.
And you told him to get out, and what did he say?
He was just like, I don't remember. I don't remember what he said.
Was he cooperating with you?
Sort of, but not really. Like, whenever he turned off the truck and I told him to turn it back on, he did. But whenever he went to reach, like, that was like his thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I shot, because he wasn't listening. Like, he didn't listen. Like, I thought he was finna. I don't know.
When did you find out he died?
I think it was that morning. Whenever I woke up.
Where did you guys go after you took after that happened?
Here.
Right away you hit the highway?
Yeah. I was like.
So how'd you get pursued in Pecos?
Ray was driving, and I guess he was speeding, and they lit him up, and he took off on him, and then I switched some seats.
Who threw the gun out the window?
What gun?
What'd you do with the gun you shot Jordan with?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure? We're teeter-tottering again. Here we go. We were at 100, and I'm starting to fall off a little bit.
I'm not sure, sir. We either sold it or something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I have a gun. What caliber gun did you shoot him with?
It was a 40 cal.
You remember what kind?
A Beretta.
What color is it?
Black.
Okay. A black Beretta.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I got it from this girl's dad, but
You stole it?
I didn't.
Who stole it?
One of their friends. This one, a boy named Armani.
You ready?
We're done.
Come on. Guys!
Zachary Biza, age 18, was charged with first-degree murder as an accomplice, armed robbery as an accomplice, larceny, and receiving or transferring a stolen vehicle. The actual shooter, whose name could not be released due to being a minor, was charged with first-degree murder and attempted armed robbery, and prosecutors filed paperwork to have him tried as an adult.